Yes, we're live. Welcome to This Week Inside the Knicks. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of pivotal topics. Of course, we got the Knicks in the playoffs, third seed Knicks, 51 wins. We'll get into all of that. Of course, unfortunately, we have to talk about the 0-10, yes, 0-10 to elite teams in the league. Of course, the flagship topic, and I know it says playoff optimism, we could talk about that, but the flagship topic today will be why Coach Tibbs proved you guys wrong. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. We also talk about the power rankings, word on the street. We got an interesting smoke of the week segment, no Nick of the week, and more on This Week Inside the New York Knicks. Welcome to This Week Inside the New York Knicks. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. You guys know the vibes. What's good, y'all? This is the last episode of the regular season. The last episode, y'all. Wow, time flies, man. I remember being in the midst of the season, game 40, looking at another 40 games left. But it's all over, man. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I see some good people in the building earlier. A whole bunch of channel members, Knicks Tape Madness, Discord server people. I see Yuri in the building. I see Knicks will be champs. I see Crimes Dad. Yes, salute to Crimes Dad. And Crimes Dad, stop telling me to come in the show early, man. Okay? And you did not make the comment of the week. You will get there one day, Crimes Dad. You keep it up. You will get there. And salute to Just Knicks. I see you, man. So, like I said, we got an action-packed show. Couple of things before we get started. I got a story to tell. Okay, I'm gonna get there. I got an interesting story to tell. Salute to all my people who are in the Discord server, who are channel members. This is why you guys need to join the channel. You just never know when I'm gonna drop. They call it what did you call it, Yuri? Not a Woj bomb, but an objective Knicks fan bomb or something like that, right? Something happened to me yesterday that was pretty interesting. I'm gonna get to that, but I also have to start to let you guys know it is official. The boys in orange and blue, they clinched the playoff spot, third seed, as we know. We know that we got a young, feisty Detroit Piston team. This Saturday, game 1, we will be having a live watch party, okay? And definitely make sure, hold on, I didn't put the flyer up, okay, no problem. But this is the schedule. But this Friday, okay, at Q Bar, we'll be having the watch party, okay? The link is in the chat. It's pinned. All you got to do is click that link and RSVP if you want to watch the game with me. J-Tab's going to be there. A couple of you guys are going to be there. I just want to make sure I get a good gist of how many people's coming so we can reserve tables. There is no fee to enter the building. There's no, like, door fee. All the venue wants is if you're going to be seated at the table, all you think you got to do is buy a drink. That's it. There's no fees, none of that stuff. You just come through. I'm going to have giveaways. Yes, I'm going to have giveaways. So definitely come through. Slide through. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a movie. You might even meet some of your favorite, your mom, if she's in the building. But yeah, it's definitely going to be lit. Speaking of my favorite mom, I forgot I had to send her some as I do this, as we talk. But yo, if you want to watch the game with me, make sure you fill out that form. Oh, and by the way, I hope you guys like the new channel logo. It is fire. I mean, salute to myself and my designer, you know, because we worked on it. But I love the new logo. If you're loving the new logo, you know, definitely give me a shout out. You know, drop some fire emojis in there. Oh, I can't forget this. Draymond Green. Hello, Draymond. How's it going? Some of you guys who watch the channel know I got a bet, right? I got a bet with this Warrior fan, okay? And in this bet, the bet is that the Warriors won't make the playoffs. So I'm watching the game, and man, yo, it went to the wire. Because I ain't trying to spend this money, man. I'm trying to win this bet. How was I supposed to foresee that the Warriors would get Jimmy Butler. Anyway, nonetheless, they lost. And Draymond Green was talking smack to Bob Myers, who was doing the commentary. He said, not on my watch, because he got the stop on Harden on that last three to send it to overtime. But you lost, buddy. And since you come for the Knicks, I will make it my personal duty to laugh at Draymond Green every time he fails, okay? Just because the way he treats my boys in orange and blue. And I do have some personal stake. I got some money on the line, okay? And oh, by the way, too, as I was, I'm going to get more into the upcoming programming a little later, but this Wednesday night into Thursday, the After Midnight show, it will be a playoff special. I'm going to give you 10 reasons why the Knicks will demolish the Pistons. Yes, we will do the After Midnight stream. And by the way, I will do a special giveaway on that show to channel members. So you might want to become a channel member because I'm going to do a giveaway for channel members that will be present on that show. So if you are a channel member, make sure you're there late night, Wednesday night into Thursday, After Midnight stream. 10 reasons why the Knicks will beat the Pistons, okay? So we're going to touch on some playoff stuff now, but that's going to be more of a targeted video based on, you know, us projecting how we're going to beat the Knicks, okay? But there is some interesting playoff stuff we will get into today. Trying to think if I should tell the story before we start. Screw it, I'll tell the story, okay? So I'm always, when I go outside, y'all, I'm always dressed in Knick gear. All right, especially when we win, especially when we do something crazy. I got to let the haters know, right? I got to let the haters know that, yeah, I'm rocking that Knick Nation, right? Right? Salute the Knick Nation, okay? So I'm out and about in the city. I'm in the city. And I'm like I said, I got the jacket. I don't got this hoodie on. I got this hat on, okay? I got this hat on, right? And a Knicks jacket. Classic orange and blue joints, fire, right? Okay, cool. So everybody, you know, who's Knicks fans, they all stopping to me. And you know what? I just came up with an idea. I'm gonna create some business cards to hand to people because I'm always decked out in Knicks stuff and they always want to stop and talk. So I'm gonna be like, hey, just subscribe to the channel. That would be smart, right? But anyway, so nonetheless, guy pulls up to me, right? Not pulls up, but he comes up to me, right? Because we're in like a right outside of a Starbucks kind of situation, right? I just pulled up. He just pulled up. Okay, cool. So he sees the Knick gear, so he wants to stop and have conversation. That's a normal situation for me. People just want to talk Knicks. Okay, cool. So while we talking about the Knicks, he tells me, oh yeah, I had a dinner last night with Precious Achiuwa. Now, this dude looks like a serious dude because he's driving a Porsche, right? His car is fire, okay? So this dude is a serious dude. He's not just some guy on the subway. He looks like he's somebody. I don't know who he is. Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So he's telling me he had dinner with Precious. Okay, cool. Right? Now, his son is friends with Precious Achiuwa. That's how he connected with him, right? So a couple of months back, he had dinner with Precious Achiuwa. And Precious was saying, hey, I love the Knicks. I'm going to be here long term, right? Now, last night, or not last night, but yesterday when I met him, the night prior to that, which would have been the Saturday, he said he had dinner with Precious. At this dinner, right? Like, once again, the guy could be capping. I don't know. He didn't seem like somebody that would make up a story, right? I didn't, because he just met me. It's not like he knew me, right? I don't know this guy from nowhere. I'm just telling you the story that he told me, okay? And I'm sharing it with you guys. Some of you guys in the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, you guys heard this story, but I'm sharing it with everybody else. Okay, cool. So he says he had dinner with him, right, on Saturday. And at the dinner, he said, listen, Precious, are you going to be around? Are you going to be around? Because I want to buy 2 of your jerseys, one of the blue and one white. Precious tells him that he will not be sticking around. Now, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Before you guys lose your lids, right? Before you guys flip your lid. Once again, this is a guy telling me this in casual conversation. Did it happen? I don't know. Right? He didn't know I'm just the objective Knicks fan because I don't really announce that to the world when I'm outside, right? Nonetheless, so I'm like, what? Like, I'm kind of like, okay. I kind of figured that Precious wasn't going to come back anyway. And we talked about this before. I think the money's not there. But because we're entering an NBA recession, I do got to do a live on the NBA recession that is looming, right? I don't think there's going to be a lot of money out there for him and a lot of guys. So he might have to come back, right? And he said some interesting things that he said about Coach Tibbs. Now, I don't know if this is the guy adding sauce because in our conversation, this guy was a part of the anti-Coach Tibbs hive off rip. he doesn't like, this guy does not like Coach Tibbs. So I don't know if he was projecting that on Precious, but he said that Precious, he's upset with the playing time, not getting enough playing time. And then even young guys on the bench like Tyler Kolek, who is doing good work, playing well in practice, this, that, and etc. I'm just telling you what the guy told me. This is not for me. So anyway, I'm blown away by this. I'm like, wow, okay. And then we just separate. We left. I didn't get the guy's number. Don't know who he is. He did tell me his name. Can't remember the name because I was moving, shaking, and popping. I'm doing me. But hey, I just figured I shared it. So as soon as it happened, I got back in my car and I dropped a voice note in the Discord service. So salute to me, my little own mini Woj bomb. It may not be nothing. But it's something to some of us. Salute to Dorkosaurus Rex in the building. Dorkosaurus Rex, we need to get you back on the call-up show, brother. When will you be back on the call-up show? But what you guys think, man? Hold on. Wait. Yuri got what? Permission to do what? Wait, hold on. What's going on? Yuri, are you coming to the watch party? What did I miss in the chat? Let me see. Cry's dad said my kids are almost Yuri age. Damn, that's crazy. Yuri, you 26, right? You probably like, what, 10, 11 years older than my daughter? Damn, you young. No, Crime Dad is really that age, though. He might have kids that's older than you. But yeah, what do you guys think about the story, man? By the way, if you just got into the building, this is This Week Inside the Knicks. I just had to tell a story about a dude that was telling me some stuff about Precious Achiuwa. I had to share that with you. I'm going to be talking about a whole variety of topics that's listed on the screen. And let me see. Yeah, I think I did enough for the intro. Let me jump into some special highlights. Now, today I'm going to have a hard exit, guys, so I'm going to be moving a little fast. All right, so I may not get to all your comments, but I will try to get to some of you guys' comments going forward, okay? Now, of course, when we do this podcast, This Week Inside the Knicks, we got a website called thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, okay? And it literally has all of the hot news articles, some things. I'm pretty sure there's stuff that you've never seen. So there is always a reason to go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com on a Monday, right before the pod, during the pod, after the pod, to go catch up on some of the news, because this podcast is dedicated to documenting the Knicks 365, 7 days a week. Give me 50 minutes, even though the lives be longer. I'll give you the Knicks. But you can go in here and really know everything that's going on because I take the time to document it. Yes, I am on top of all this Knicks stuff. I read every single credible piece of news article that comes out. And I decide to do all the hard work for you guys and put it on the blog. So you can go check it out. This is where I'll be reading from, and I'm going to be touching on some of these topics before we get the flagship topic. And, of course, the flagship topic is why Coach Tibbs proved you wrong. Yes, you, Knicks fans. All right, so I'm going to start off something light, okay? So we know that Mikal Bridges, salute to Mikal Bridges, he continued his Iron Man streak. And you know what? Some of this is kind of interrelated with what we're going to be talking about with Coach Tibbs proving you wrong. But some people speculated that Mikal wouldn't make it to 82 games. But guess what? New York City salute. Mikal Bridges got there. He checked in for 6 seconds, right? He exploited the loophole, okay, where all he had to do was stay in the game after tip-off, get a foul, and come right out. He's in the record books. It's marked down as his 82nd game. So big time salute to Mikal Bridges for continuing his Iron Man streak. Clearly it's important to him because if it wasn't, he didn't have to check into the game for 6 seconds. None of his buddies, the Nova boys, the other starters, the other rotational pieces, key piece like Mitchell Robinson played. But by him doing that shows how much this Iron Man streak means to him. Me personally, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock him. But I do want to give a big time salute to Mikal Bridges joining the exclusive club because only he, Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes. Wow, there's some veterans up here, man. Harrison Barnes, okay. Jalen Green, a young boy. Who else is up here? Bob Kennedy, some more young boys. Buddy Hield, okay. Malik Beasley, who we will be seeing in the playoffs. Yes, Malik Beasley, we're not scared of you. Let's go Knicks. We're not scared of Malik Beasley, and I'm going to tell you why. Wednesday night, make sure you guys are there, okay? Multiple reasons to be there. It's going to be lit. Let me see what else I want to talk about. Jalen Brunson, also big time salute to Jalen Brunson for crossing the 65-game mark. Like I told y'all, I said there's no way Jalen Brunson does not play 65 games. He's too close to it. It was 61 games. Maybe if it was 55 games, he probably wouldn't have stressed himself to come back early to make it. But being that it was only a few games left and he's 100% healthy, no setbacks, no minutes restrictions, none of that, ready for a hard playoff grind where he's going to get a lot of time. So it was good to see Jalen Brunson qualify, and he will be All-NBA. He and Towns should probably be on the second team, even though a case could be made for first team, but definitely second team honors for he and Cat. We don't expect anything less. Also, since we talk about the Big Bowl Day, oh, by the way, hold up. Before I continue, I forgot to tell you guys. So tonight, well, I'm going to give the members a special peek of the new merch. The new merch is ready, guys. I'm just waiting on my designer. Salute to my designer. Did a fire job. All I got to say is the new merch line will be on the channel and on the website. Shop that thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. Shop that theobjectiveknicksfan.com, okay? The new merch line is here. And I'm going to give a hint since we talk about my man, Cat. It will be a Karl Anthony Towns inspired merchandise line. Okay, cool. So, but this special highlight here, I want to say, Karl Anthony Towns, he surprised Calvin Marr with a $60,000 college scholarship for college. Man, salute the Cat, man. That $60,000 gonna come in handy. We know that everything nowadays costs a lot of money. So salute to Karl Anthony Towns for doing this donation. You know, a lot of the players, not just Knicks guys across the league, they do a lot of good work in the community. And you know, anytime we see these guys doing that, we got to salute them, because a lot of media shows and platforms will be the first ones to criticize them when they do something wrong. But when they do something right, the light is not as bright. So that's why on This Week Inside the Knicks, we always start out with the positive special highlights, giving props. As always, Kings County, New York City salutes. You already know how we do. All right. So now I'm going to jump into some playoff stuff. Okay. Now, I'm going to be doing, like I said earlier, a big time breakdown this Wednesday, okay? So look, this Wednesday, I will be doing an after midnight show, and it will be the 10 reasons why the Knicks will beat the Detroit Pistons, and not just beat them, why they will spank them boys. Those boys are not ready. I will be doing that show this Wednesday, and like I said, I'm going to have a special giveaway for channel members, okay? So make sure you guys are in the building that night. Maxine, where are you? I need Maxine to answer my question. Excuse me, y'all. I'm working behind the scenes. But let me jump into the playoff stuff. We got we don't want to start with the playoffs. Let's start off here. So Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby must step up defensively. Now the good news about our defense, and I do got to do a Knicks in 10 show. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, members. I'm going to try to get a Knicks in 10 show before the playoffs this week. My schedule kind of jam-packed and tight. I definitely want to do it before the playoffs start, but yeah, we got to, analyze the Knicks, progress for the season and finish it, because that would be the last show in the series. But I'm going to start off here by giving Mikal. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not even in research mode. My fault. Wow, y'all can't see the screen. Okay, cool. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, they must step up. SNY, Ian Begley wrote this, and I agree. I think that by the way, I watched all of the games. Well, I watched the first 3 games. I got up to the second half of game 3. So I watched the first 3 Knicks Pistons games over. And boy, let me just say this. If you guys are gassed up by that regular season performance between the Knicks and Pistons, go back and watch the games. You got the MSG app. Go back and watch the games. You're going to notice a whole bunch of things like, huh? The Knicks did that? They didn't do this? Wait, Towns didn't play this game? Wait, this didn't happen this game? Trust me, go back and watch that game. You guys are going to see some stuff that's going to blow your mind. And like I said, I will be going into great detail on Wednesday night about that. Now, defensively, we know that these guys, Wingstop, haven't been the greatest for the majority of the year. Our defensive ranking at one point got as low as 22, 23. I think now we finished the seasons around 13. And so these guys have to take the challenge. And looking at what I looked at, if I want to give you guys a little preliminary strategy that I think the Knicks should employ, I think that we need to put OG Anunoby on Cade and then mix it up from there. OG Anunoby, to me, is the secret. He is the kryptonite to the superheroes. Not that he has to stop them, but the key thing about it is, one, keeping guys in front of you. He has the strength. So, Tatum, very physical. Jaylen Brown, very physical. Guys that like to make contact and pound on you and can post you and things of that nature. Kate Cunningham, same thing. He overwhelms small guards. He will not be able to do that against OG Anunoby. I think OG Anunoby's role is very clear. And I also think that Mikal Bridges is better off the ball defensively, right? Initially, we were saying on the ball from Mikal, but I honestly believe in my heart, mind, body, and soul that Mikal will be better suited off the ball. So, yes, I agree with Ian Begley. I think that those two guys are major keys for the playoffs. And like I said, we'll get more into detail into that, just things that I noticed. I'll probably just go through all my notes that I took and share with you. I'm like, yo, Detroit is going to get spanked, bro. We might sweep them 4-0. The more I watch, the more convinced I am that we could beat them 4-0, right? Now, of course, if we're going to respect our opponent, I'm going to say Knicks in 5, just out of respect, okay? Just out of respect. And to piggyback on that, the Post talks about JB Bickerstaff, Pistons not to be an easy opponent. I'm going to say this too. The physicality, I think we're overhyping the physicality of the Detroit Pistons. There really is two players that really are kind of overbearing physically, and that's Stewart and Kate Cunningham. The rest of those guys, and Durant too. Durant, he's very athletic, but Durant is not he's more of a lob threat than he is somebody that's going to, pound you in the paint and try to get a dunk. He's more of a lob threat, pick and roll threat. Besides those three players, the Pistons are more of a finesse team. They're not a physical team, right? And you got to watch them to know this. But yeah, I do agree. I think JB Bickerstaff, he's stewing. 2 years ago, we gave him an L. So I expect him to come out and, have his boys ready. And, and it's going to be a test. It's going to be a challenge. But I think the Knicks are built for this challenge. Mitchell Robinson has not played one game against the Detroit Pistons. Not one game. So I'm very confident in what the Knicks are going to be able to do. But JB Bickerstaff is definitely going to be coming for our heads. Don't get that twisted. And I don't want to overlook Detroit. I just watch so much basketball that based on the things that I've seen, that's why I'm confident. I'm not just a guy. See, look, this is why you got to subscribe to the channel, by the way. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, okay? Right? Hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications. So even if you are a subscriber, make sure that bell icon is hit get all the notifications. I drop a lot of content. I'm moving into a phase where you might see a lot more video production from me. But if I don't drop a video, I'll always drop a poll. Every day there's something to expect on the Objective Knicks Fan channel, right? And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel, like I said. And also, you know what? Let's do a minor little pause right quick. So before we continue looking at the playoff stuff, I do want you guys to RSVP if you're going to come out, okay? So you can do it on the same website, thisweekinsidethenix.com. You click on the link. The link is also in the chat. We're watching the game 1 of the Knicks Pistons is going down at Q Bar, Bayside, Queens. Definitely come watch the game with us. All you got to do is just fill out this basic RSVP form so I can know exactly who's coming and how many people you're there so we can have the right amount of tables reserved. It's going to be lit. I'm going to have giveaways. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fire. So you want to make sure you're there. If you got no one to watch the game with, you want to have fun, pop out, Bayside, Queens, 6 p.m. is going down. Hopefully I see you guys there. By the way, I see you in the chat, Maxine. I see you in the chat, Maxine. Let's get those likes up, right? Salute to Maxine. You got to get the likes up. Got to get the likes up. But that's the Knicks versus Pistons watch party. I'm going to get back to where we was. So the website is very easy to navigate. All you got to do, you could just go home, right? Bam. You'll see the watch party is the first thing there because I want you guys to RSVP for that, of course. But then we're talking about episode 24 of the 2024-25 season. This is the season finale. Wow, going into the postseason. This is the last episode of the regular season, and then we'll start the playoff edition going forward each Monday, okay? Now, where was I at? I talked about JB Bickerstaff, not sleeping on them. I think that they will bring their A game. But here's what I want to talk about the most, right? And like I said, Wednesday night, I'm going to do a full breakdown on this Pistons-Knicks matchup. I just want to talk about some of the headlines that came out. Some of the headlines that just came out. Here is the most glaring, funny headline to me, okay? The Pistons restrict out-of-state tickets for the game. The Detroit Pistons restrict out-of-state ticket sales for the game. You know how we go into buildings and we take buildings over? That's one of the competitive. I'm not gonna say unfair. I'm gonna say competitive advantages that we hold over everyone else. They're taking it away from us. How do you guys? I'm not sure how many of you guys were planning on going to Detroit to watch games 3 or 4, but they're blocking all credit card with mailing addresses in Michigan and certain parts of Ohio, Indiana, Ontario, Canada. Right, so you must produce a credit card with those addresses: Michigan's, Ohio, Indiana, Ontario, Canada, etc. They're not allowing you to buy tickets if you coming from New York. But I got a secret for the Pistons. I got a secret, Detroit. You want to hear it? Knicks fans live in all of those cities. You got Knicks fans in Ohio, you got Knicks fans in Indiana, and you got Knicks fans in Ontario, Canada. So yeah, you're going to, prevent some of the people from New York from going out there because they, salute to everybody that travels out here. My man J-Tap drove 10 hours to go watch a Portland Trailblazer game, okay? So we traveling. We some traveling folks. And by the way, J-Tap will also be coming out to the watch party. Salute to J-Tap. So they're going to try to throw a monkey wrench in that, but there's plenty of Knicks fans that live in those parts already. So you can't keep us out completely, but they're preventing the travelers from getting there. How you guys feel about that? I'm going to say this. Sounds a little scary. Dog growls. Sounds like you guys are scared of what the Knicks are going to bring. This is why I'm telling you guys right now. We are going to be so loud in Q-Bar. We're going to be just as loud as the fans in Madison Square Garden. When they really hear that crowd, they think that the crowd that was there the other night was massive. They think that crowd was lit. Wait till they see that playoff crowd going crazy. I'm curious to see if Malik Beasley, those threes will still fall. Mind you, there are a lot of open threes. And yes, we know the Knicks have been struggling with three-point defense. It's a big fact. But at the same time, right? The Knicks defense has been getting better, and these guys haven't been in the postseason. And this move right here, oh yeah, we gonna ban you guys from coming out. Scary. Very scary. Are you scared, Detroit? Oh, you guys are scared the Knicks fans gonna come over and take over your building? You don't think that we got some crafty New Yorkers that can't get with people in Ohio, Indiana, Ontario, Canada? I'm telling you right now, it may not be as much Knick Nation in the building, but Knick Nation going to be up in there because we easily, listen, this is New York state of mind. Salute New York City, salute to New York City. That's first and foremost, okay? We going to get up in there one way or another, but that's a scary move. What, you guys can't sell tickets? What did Nas say? You mad at your promotion team? You mad at your promotion team, Detroit? Man, I'm so fired up for this playoffs, bro. I thought that was the most sucker move I've ever seen. I know Philly tried to do it, but at least Philly didn't come out in the beginning doing this early when we took over their building. But, I mean, to me, it's just a scary move. Very scary move. Let's see what else I want to talk about for the playoffs before I move on. Cade Cunningham talking his talk. One thing I'm going to say off rip, even though I'm very confident, I'm not overconfident. I expect the Pistons to give some sort of a fight, but I still think we're gonna wash them. But I'm not gonna act like these guys are not talented. Cade Cunningham, he could have a great playoffs. I just don't believe in none of his other guys. But Cade could have a solid playoff. I think OG Anunoby, playoff and OG Anunoby defensively, what he did to Pascal Siakam, it's just going to be everything is going to be different in the postseason, okay? Everything is going to be different in the postseason. But Cade Cunningham expects a war. Well, if it's a war you want, it's a war you going to get, Cade. Ain't nobody ducking no phase. We battle tested. Do you understand? This is New York City. We battle tested. We're only three. Okay, let me just put this stat out there for you guys. Only 3 teams in the entire NBA has made it to the second round and beyond 2 years in a row. Celtics, Nuggets, and guess who else? New York Knicks. New York City, salute to the New York Knicks. We've been here. We one of the most I'm going to say consistent teams right now in the playoffs. OKC's just getting here. Yes, they look great. Got to get it done in the postseason. Cleveland, yes, they look really good. Got to get it done in the postseason. You don't get consolation prizes, right, for having a nice regular season, okay? Salute to everybody in the building this week inside the Knicks. Just running through these topics, talking about some of some of the key news that came out in terms of the playoff run. So that's what we're talking about right now. Trying to see if there's anything else I should move on. There's more. Like I said, if you want to read more about the playoff stuff, I got a lot of like playoff centered articles here. Of course, we can't go through everything, but I just want to highlight some of the stuff here. And if you want to read more, all you got to do is go to thisweekinsidethenix.com, the website that's below, right here in the middle, or it's in the description. You could just type that in. We could read the rest of the stuff. This will be the last little Detroit Piston, Knick playoff stuff that I'll talk about. Josh Hart's confident that the Knicks can turn things around heading into the playoffs. That's always good to have one of your leaders ready, focused, right? And I'm riding with Josh Hart. I think these guys are ready. Don't read into the where's my notes at? Don't read into I forgot to do the Brooklyn game, okay? But all of those red marks you see down there, you see them red marks? Those are all losses. So we had 3 losses in a row. Don't read into those 3 losses. I think we're going to be all right. I'm riding with Josh Hart. Let me see. So speaking of the 3 losses, we went 1-3 during this stretch. We were talking about the time period between the 7th to the 13th, right? We lost to the Cavaliers, Celtics, and Pistons, but we did beat the Nets. I mean, that's not saying much, but hey, we did get the win. So I'm going to move on from the playoffs. This Wednesday, we will be talking more about the playoffs. I'm giving you 10 reasons, okay? Kind of like the Level-Headed Knicks talk show, but it's an after midnight stream. We're going to get it in. And like I said, channel members, once again, you will get special. I'm having a special giveaway for members. Maxine, are you in the building? Talk to me, Maxine. Where we at? You trying to do the live chat poll? I see you, Maxine. Talk to me, Maxine. What we doing? Are you ready? Are you satisfied? Do I need to pause my show for you, Maxine? Tell me what we doing, Maxine. Salute to Maxine. She's a channel mod. And, oh, okay. So, guys, Maxine, the executive producer of this podcast and producer of this channel, she will be giving away memberships. So, what do you want me to do? We want them to drop some emojis. Talk to me, Maxine. You running the show right now. I'm stopping the show for you, Maxine. We're giving away 2 memberships. Let's go. Sandman, come on, dude. Why you coming at Josh Hart, Sandman? Okay, she's gonna gift them away random. I'm gonna try to keep my eye on the chat because I'm cooking. I'm gonna continue, but as soon as you do it, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be there to make sure I salute them. All right, so we giving away 2 members, y'all. Be on the lookout. Y'all might want to stay active in the chat. We don't know how it works, but YouTube has been doing it the way they're doing it. Speaking of that, you know what? In the midst of the meantime stuff, this is the upcoming shows. We got the After Midnight show that I keep telling you guys about. That's going to be my 10 reasons why we're going to crush the Detroit Pistons starting this Saturday in the playoffs. Of course, we got the call-up show. That's Friday the 18th. We got the watch party, live in-person watch party at Q Bar. That's going down. Link in the description if you want more information with that. And, of course, the podcast Mondays at noon, even though I had a late start. Sorry, forgive me. But my Mondays is kind of crazy. But no worries. If it's late, better late than never. We will get the podcast started. So that's the show schedule. And I'm going to move forward to some more hot topics. Now, just to stay in the playoff vein, okay? I'm going to stay in the playoff vein. Steph Van Gundy, he was talking about the Knicks playoff reality, okay? And, whoa. So, wait a minute. We got some numbers. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, oh, my God. Maxine went off. So, first off, I got to give a big time salute to Maxine because she always goes over and beyond. We got 5 new channel members. I do want to give a big time salute to the channel members. Gil, you was gifted with a channel membership. Salute to you. Salute to Just Knicks, gifted a channel membership. So, Just Knicks, salute to you, Just Knicks. You always in the building too. So I'm glad that you got a channel membership. Walter White, salute to you. You just got a channel membership. Salute to Cam from the Kickback. You got a channel membership. And this Christian, salute, man. Salute to everybody that received the membership. Maxine going membership crazy in the building. I thought we was just doing 2, but I got to give a New York City salute to all the new Maxines. New Maxines, new members. She threw me off guard with that. Okay, salute to Lewis Carr. Lewis Carr was gifted a membership. Okay, Maxine, I see you. So she going crazy today. That's what's up. I do appreciate you guys. After this show ends, I will do my introductory members only post. You guys will see it, so you guys will know what to expect going forward. And let me jump more back into this. And Maxine, you got to warn me, okay? You got to warn me. You have to warn me. You went in. All right, cool. Let me get back to this. Steph Van Gundy, right? He was saying some interesting things about the Knicks. Some things about the Knicks Celtics, but I don't really want to read that. If you want to read that, you can. Like I said, all the articles that I'm touching on, if you didn't get a chance to read this article in particular. But there's one thing I want to talk about that he says here. And what are your thoughts on the Knicks Pistons first round, right? Basically, saying it's going to be a good series, right? He expects it to be hard fought. And look, this is what I want to highlight. I think that it will be a tough series. I'm not a great predictor, but I can tell. Salute to Stan Van Gundy. No hate, right? But I think the games in that series would be a hard fought. I'd probably take the Knicks in 7. I'm not in research mode. My bad. Sorry. You take the Knicks in 7. This is what I was reading from, guys. Okay? I think it'd be a tough series. I'm not a great predictor, but I think it would be a 7-game series. I'm glad that he picked us because there's a couple of these experts that are not picking us. And I respect his opinion. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's cool, right? That's why I got the smoke of the week. That's why I got the comment of the week. I'm not here to, just convince you to be on my side. Now, if you do change your mind based off the fact that, I provided some sound, evidence and commentary, then that's cool. But I'm not here to just convince you. I'm going to say this. Stan Van Gundy is one of the professionals in the industry as an analyst, commentator, whatever title he has. I think he's one of the best in the business. He's a real coach. Even on Gil's Arena, they were saying how they don't like Stan Van Gundy, but he's a great coach. He's a great coach. So he knows the game. I'm not here to challenge Stan. I think Stan is he's very, 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 very knowledgeable, right? But if I could give a slight pushback, I'm pretty sure a lot of what he's saying is based off of the little that he may have paid attention into those 4 Knicks versus Pistons games, because those were league pass games. So unless you're a nut like me that just watches a lot of basketball, random games on League Pass, you're not watching those games, especially if you cover the NBA. So I get it. As somebody that pretty much watched the first 3 games, the last game was, last week. That's a part of what we're talking about today. I think that a lot of these experts that's giving the Pistons the grace, I feel like they're overlooking a lot of their shortcomings. I'm going to give you guys a hint. Go watch the Pistons-Bucks game, the first game of the back-to-back doubleheader. What happened in that game? That was a big pivotal game for Detroit to try to clinch the 5th seed. And what happened? They dropped the ball, right? I think there may be a little overestimation. Now, Detroit is a good team. I think they're going to be fire. I think next year they're going to be way better. I think going forward they're going to be really good. Right now is not the time. But that's all I want to touch on about Stan. Let me move forward. But I do got to give Stan a salute because Stan, he keeps it real. For real. Like, Stan is one of the dudes, when I'm watching TNT, I'm like, okay, cool. At least I got Stan. At least I got Stan. But anyway, let me go to the next one. So, the second most important player on the Knicks is not who you think. Salute to Daily Knicks. They talked about this. Of course, I kind of agree with this because the person and the player they're talking about is OG Anunoby. Salute to OG Anunoby, by the way. Definitely somebody who, in my opinion, has taken that game to another level. Defensively, always where he is defensively, but offensively, see, that's the key to me, that if Mikal doesn't show up, and I'm hopeful that Mikal will show up. He's a veteran. He has playoff experience. Mikal has been through some stuff. He went to the finals. I don't think the moment will be too big for Mikal. But if Mikal does not show up, at least on the offensive end, this brother right here, from an offensive standpoint, I do think that he is the second most important player because not only is he your number 1 defensive guy, now he's a top 3 option, maybe 2 option, depending on the night. This guy has to ball out of his mind because Detroit does not have anyone that could match up with him. See, this is why I'm watching the games. Yes, I watch the games. So when you go back and you watch game 1, you see OG Anunoby had the 9 points in the first quarter. He was balling out. They put the what's his name? Fontecchio? Sorry if I butchered it. I'm not the greatest with international names. What did OG do to him? Put him in the basket. They don't have nobody to match up with him. Now, Tobias Harris has the size, but Tobias Harris is not a defender at all. OG Anunoby's going to go off. He's definitely going to go off. Let me see. Oh, my God. Crimes Dad. Start the Wednesday show. You better knock it off, Crimes Dad. Who's the Crimes Dad? Crimes Dad always got something interesting to say. But no, we're not starting the Wednesday show. The Wednesday show will be Wednesday night. Pistons going to be one and done like the Detroit Lions. Damn, Knicks will be champs. Salute the Knicks will be champs. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, channel member, and mod. Salute to you, man. The Dorkosaurus Red says Pistons is okay, against the Bucks for whatever reason. I'm going to tell you the reason. One, that's a division rivalry right there. So anytime you're going up against somebody in your division, it's always a little bit more personal. You see each other at the most key times, like the last 2 games of the season, things of that nature. So there's a lot of history there. And, Midwest, right? Teams. So it means a little bit more. It's sort of like the Knicks in Boston, right? On a lower scale. It's kind of like the Knicks in Boston. So usually those teams take those games. Look at the Brooklyn Nets. They gave us a good game, right? The Brooklyn Nets always tries to go hard at the Knicks, though they fail, but they try to go hard, so, okay. Brooklyn, I'm from Kings County. Salute to Brooklyn. I don't know about the Nets, but anyway. Bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that, something to that. And I think we're going to dog walk the Pistons. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be respectful, but I think we're going to dog walk. But I think OG Anunoby is the second most important player because I think that with his defensive responsibility, he's going to have a lot on his shoulders, right? And his offense doesn't always have to be the greatest either because you still got Mikal, you still got Josh Hart, you still got the Cap, you still got... So from an offensive standpoint, this Knicks team is probably one of the best Knicks teams in a long time. I mean, offensively, this might be the best Knicks team. I can't tell you about the 70s that much. I wasn't there. I could tell you what I read about the 70s, but I can't think of a Knicks team that is this good on the offensive side of the ball. This is probably one of the best Knicks teams from an offensive standpoint that we've ever seen. And I'm trying to be respectful. But, Richie Guerin, when you go back in the day, Richie Guerin always got a record. Like they said, I'm supposed to give a special highlight. Jalen Brunson, the first Knicks since Richie Guerin to be top 10 in points and assists. So, big time salutes to Jalen Brunson for that. I forgot to add that up in there. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter. So, let me see where I am on the topic list. If you just tuned in, we did not get into Coach Tibbs just yet. You're here at the right moment in the right time. So we talked about the 0-10. I didn't get into the rumors yet about Jokic. We did the playoff preview, so I'm going to move. We could talk about Jokic. No, actually, I didn't talk about the 0-10. We'll talk about the 0-10, and then we'll talk about Jokic. All right? Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yuri says, just ignore Sandman. What's going on, man? HR the Great. Salute to HR the Great. Channel member, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Let's not forget Cade can get into foul trouble. Oh, HR the Great. Why are you stealing my thunder, man? Why are you stealing? Nah. Good point, HR the Great. I'm going to get into all of that. I say, HR the Great, that right there is like Cade Cunningham foul trouble is like one of the big moments or highlights on my notes that I will be talking about on the Wednesday night show. Definitely Cade Cunningham, super aggressive, too aggressive, right? Super aggressive, too aggressive. Yeah, Sandman, you wildin', Sandman. We gonna let you live, though. As long as you're not disrespectful, we gonna let you live, Sandman. Let me get into the 0-10. So the 0-10 is number 3, okay. So this is the 0-10. We know the Knicks is 0-10, right? After they lost to the Cavaliers. I'm going to say something about this game off rip. Yes, the Knicks wanted to win the game, right? They wanted to win the game. But if you did want to win the game, right? You sat Cat out. You you did a little bit of load management. And I'm going to talk more about load management in a second. But I don't think the Knicks, I'm not saying that they didn't want to win. I'm going to say, because I'm trying to be, fair and objective. As a fan, if I'm just looking at it just as a raw fan, I'm going to say the Knicks didn't want to win that game, right? Because if they did want to win that game, you could have rested your guys against Detroit and then played them against Cleveland. But clearly, I think they wanted to shut Towns down. They want to risk it. That's fine. But this game, honestly, they should have won the game. I can't cap for them. But I'm going to continuously say this. There is no direct correlation to regular season success into the postseason. There's no direct correlation, man. And then another thing, too, about the 0-10. More than likely, even if we got to the finals, you probably won't see the Thunder. Yes, they're the number 1 seed, but, a lot could happen in that Western Conference where the Thunder don't make it to the finals. Like, nothing is guaranteed. Even Boston, it's no guarantee you're going to get to the final. Yeah, they may be the favorite teams, but we know we're going to see Boston more than likely because I don't see them losing in the first round. That might be the only team we see. We might not even see the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Regular season does not matter in the postseason. I'm watching these old games, but I'm like, I know the playoffs is not going to go the same way. When I'm watching the regular season game, I'm just looking at Detroit's offense. Detroit has a very limited offense. It's not all of that. I'm looking at that. Then I'm thinking in the postseason, Cade is going to have to be Jokic for them to have a shot. And that's a lot to ask for a young player. But to bring it back to this, I don't want to hear about the 0-10. Because think about it. We go 0-10. We take the Celtics to 7 games. You guys still going to be talking about the 0-10? Because those 3 playoff games matter way more. So I don't care about the 0-10. Let me see if I can find the Jokic. I didn't write the Jokic thing now. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, look at me. Look at me, man. I've just made my life easier. I got a section called Trade Rumors, okay? So I want to talk about, first off, I just want to just demolish this Kevin Durant. I'm tired of seeing the Kevin Durant stuff. We don't want to trade for Kevin Durant. We could have traded for Kevin Durant. We don't want Kevin Durant. That ship is sailed. I wish Kevin Durant the best on his next destination because it won't be Phoenix. Okay, good luck to you, good sir. But we don't want you. We moving forward with our lives. Okay, I want to talk about Jokic though. Here's because there's been a lot of rumors with Jokic to the Knicks and all this stuff. And honestly, I think they got the Clippers in the first round. Man, oh wait, do they got the Clippers or is that the Lakers? I think the Lakers is the 3rd seed. No, the Clippers is the 5th seed. Yes. So they got the Clippers in the first round. I'm telling you right now, that Clippers team is dangerous, yo. It might sound crazy. I don't think the Nuggets getting out of the first round. Now, if the Nuggets don't get out of the first round, okay? Nuggets don't get out of the first round. Jokic may, with all the rumors, he may want out. If Jokic wants out, the Knicks is a team, hey, the Knicks, but here may be a roadblock in the Jokic deal. Tom Haberstorff, sorry if I butchered that, until I reported it earlier this year, I don't think anyone saw this. The most closely aligned agency with one NBA team is not Clutch, the Lakers, is not Knicks and CAA, it's Excel and Jeff Schwartz agency and the Denver Nuggets. So because he's not down with CAA Mafia, there may be a roadblock in the trade. Maybe Jeff doesn't rock with CAA like that. Maybe he's cool with them. I don't know. But the agents play a role in a lot of politics. Clutch Sports and CAA just made amends where they could work with each other. We don't know about this Jeff Schwartz guy. Maybe that prevents Jokic from going to New York and now he goes to Utah or he goes to somewhere else. I don't know. Just something to consider. Just something I want to touch on in this Jokic stuff. Just wanted to shed some light on the Jokic scenario. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to jump in the flagship. Before I jump in the flagship, I do want to read some of your chats. Salute to all the channel members. It's great to see all the green in the building. Salute to all the members that's participating. Remember, make sure you guys are here Wednesday night, okay? The after midnight stream, Wednesday into Thursday, is going to be lit, okay? I'm going to give you 10 reasons, well thought out reasonings why the Knicks will demolish and dog walk the Pistons. I'm telling you, I'm taking my notes. I'm in the second half of Game 3, and I'm going to watch Game 4 all over again, the last game that we just had against the Pistons. I'm doing my homework, I'm doing my research, and I'm like, damn, this is food. It's dog food. Look to New York City. Crimes Dad, will Kawhi stay healthy? Crimes Dad, let me tell you something. I watched the Detroit Pistons, and let me tell you something. Kawhi is looking like the old Kawhi. That's no cap. All real talk. Kawhi is looking like the old Kawhi Leonard. I'm talking about the athleticism, dunking on people, taking dudes off the dribble, getting steals, going coast to coast. Kawhi is back. Trust me, Kawhi is back. By the way, salute to Big Dog Talk Sports. I forgot to add him to the schedule. This Wednesday, right before the after midnight stream, I will be on Big Dog Talk Sports channel at 11:30. I'm gonna be doing the NBA, breakdown. I'm an NBA guy. I'm not just a Knick guy. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna go in. There's certain things I said on his show that I think now they'll see what I was talking about, because sometimes I don't say things for now. I'm talking about the future. So when I said that Detroit Pistons, Detroit Pistons. See, Detroit's on my mind. The Boston Celtics are under the most pressure. That was a question. Which team is under the most pressure to win? I said the Boston Celtics. and I broke down the financial reasoning. Hopefully they can see now why I said that. So just to give a heads up on that, I forgot to add that to the schedule. So good. I just remembered. I just shared it. Unlike Westbrook, Hart single-handedly devalue the triple-double. What are you talking about, Crimes Dad? Oh, unlike Westbrook. Okay, good. I forgot to see that one word, Crimes Dad. We have a limited defense, definitely not great this season. To be fair, Beeman, we got the 13th ranked defense, to be fair. Von Allen, 0-10 is more about rising to the challenge of the moment. Thus far has been overwhelming, frustrating, lack of guarding threes. I was going to talk about the guarding threes too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the 3-point defense is terrible. It's worse than it was last year. But last year it wasn't great. We were 17th in 3-point defense. This year we're 27th in 3-point defense. It is a concern, especially a team like Detroit. It is one of my concerns going into the Detroit series. They can become prolific from threes. I can't remember where they rank in the 3-point percentage, but they can become that prolific. But I just think that from an offensive perspective and the moment, I don't see this team faltering. And to be fair as well, this Knicks team's defense has improved in recent times, even with Brunson coming back. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to jump in the flagship, y'all. And the flagship topic is not playoff optimism. The flagship topic is why Coach Tibbs proved you guys wrong. Okay? So before I get into, there's some hot topics I want to touch on too, right? Let me see. So 2 of the hot topics talking about Tibbs. Let me see. 4 was. All right. So I'm going to start here, right? About Coach Tibbs proving you guys wrong, right? Not me, proved you guys wrong. Pointing the finger at you, okay? Now, Tom Thibodeau finally listened to his critics, but it may have proven him right. And what they're talking about here in Daily Knicks is they're talking about the limited playing time may have lost because, I'm sorry, Knicks' limited playing time may have lost because of it's against the Pistons, okay? So the limited playing time. Now, if you want, you could pull up the box score. And we also sat Hart. Who didn't play? It was Hart, OG, and Mitch, I think. Didn't play? Yeah. So because of that, that's why we lost. We finally wanted him to open up the rotation. And this is what Daily Knicks is saying. He opens up the rotation, and you guys take an L. But, to be fair, because I am the objective Knicks fan, to be fair, on the flip side, one could say, well, the reason why you lost is because these guys are not, and that's a hard argument to make because Deuce McBride gets minutes, Landry Shamet gets minutes. Over the last 15 games, all these dudes' minutes is up. So you can't even use that excuse. So there is no flip side. But look at the minutes, and we lost. Okay, Precious Achiuwa, 40 minutes, but he's a backup guy. But Mikal, 33 minutes. Towns, 29 minutes. Brunson, 29 minutes. Deuce McBride, 39 minutes, but he's a backup. So Coach Tibbs played the guys less, and that's why we lost. Also, I don't think we wanted to win this game. I'm going to keep it real. Not that we wasn't trying to win. It's just that when you sit OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mitch, three of your most physical guys, it's going to be hard to get that win because then Jalen Duran, he gets it going. And once he got it going, he was a problem on the inside. Look at this, 18 points. 13 rebounds in 26 minutes. Very dominant. But this guy right here, who is a concern as well, Isaiah Stewart, he didn't have any points, right? But he was very physical, right? He had 6 fouls, and he was doing a lot on the defensive end that I'm going to touch more on that Wednesday night show. But yeah, so Coach Tibbs, you guys wanted him to play the guys less, and now he load manages, and we lose. So that's what that article's talking about. I kind of agree with that, but here's another thing too, right? So a lot of you guys believe that Coach Tom Thibodeau breaks his players down. I'm just going to read some of this passage here. The evidence shows Tom Thibodeau doesn't actually wear down his players. With Tom Thibodeau's reputation for destroying bodies with heavy minutes as the impetus, The Guardian, and I got the article here from the Guardians. I might as well just go to the main source, right? Always speaking from a source, not just my opinion and what I believe. So I'm gonna share this article here. You could read it all. I'm just gonna scroll down to this chart. So here's a chart talking about the Knicks starters and the amount of games they miss due to injury. And of course, we're using the impetus that he overplays and he burns his guys out. When you look at this chart and you look at these years here, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not in research mode. My bad. I gotta remember to go into research mode. Okay, but by the way, this is the Guardian article here. Okay, cool. Let me scroll down. Good thing I looked up. So this is the chart here. All right. So when you look at the Chicago Bulls, this was his like most injury plagued team, but honestly, it was really just the 2 years where he had the injuries. But Derrick Rose, I don't think you can attribute his injury to what Coach Tibbs did. But either way, I don't want to talk about Chicago. I'm a Knick guy. Also, Chicago was his first time coaching. As you can see over the years, it improved. In Minnesota, look at this. Right? So when the dot is high, that means guys are getting hurt. When you see the dots low, that means guys are not getting hurt. Look at this. Look at when he first got to New York. Look how low the dot is, right? Look at this dot. This is the highest, but it's still not as high as the Chicago days. So all this chart is showing you that guys are not being broken down, right? They're not being broken down by injury. His starters are actually productive. So all of this rhetoric that you guys want to use, that when it comes to injuries, Coach Tibbs overplaying dudes, he burning them out, they getting hurt, is just not true. And even when you look at the postseason, in the postseason, that's when these guys are supposed to get 40 minutes. My argument has always been you don't want to do it during the regular season. In the postseason, your best players play more. I want to start off by saying this as well. The Knicks have the most healthiest team. The Knicks are amongst the most healthiest team entering the playoffs. When you look at a lot of these teams, they got key players with nagging injuries, right? Donovan Mitchell with Cleveland's dealing with a calf or something like that, right? Boston, Jaylen Brown. Look at Jaylen Brown. He's dealing with a knee or something like that, right? Who's the third seed? Us. Nobody has no nagging injuries on the Knicks. We all healthy. Number 4, you got Indiana. I'm not sure about Indiana. They might be healthy too. I know Halliburton is 100%. I'm not 100% about Indiana. Milwaukee, Dame Lillard. Detroit, Jaden Ivey. Ivy was somebody that really put an impression. Now, I'm not sure if Ivy's coming back for the playoffs, but I know he's been dealing with injuries heading into the playoffs. So a lot of these teams are dealing with injuries, guys. Tom Thibodeau, who played the starters the most, amongst the most, these guys are amongst the most healthy. The Knicks have the most healthiest starting 5. Probably the only starting 5 in basketball that everybody played over 65 games. Salute to Coach Tibbs proving all of you guys wrong. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. And you know I'm joking when I say all you guys, because not everybody thought that. Is Towns healthy? Yes, Towns is healthy. Towns is dealing with what they call that? Is it runner's knee or jumper's knee? But how you manage that is not an injury that keeps you out of games. What happens is it's just inflammation. So when you got inflammation, you could take medication, you could treat it, ice it down, but he doesn't have nothing preventing him from playing. In fact, Towns could have played every game leading into the playoffs. It's just that you don't need to. So why put any extra burden on his knee situation when you don't have to? But Towns is not sitting out. No games. His thumb is fine, right? In terms of he can play. It's not limiting his ability to play. Right? OG Anunoby, the most healthiest we've ever seen OG Anunoby. Matter of fact, let me pull up Basketball Reference right quick, because I can't remember off the top of the head how many games these guys played, but we have the most healthy starting lineup in terms of team. When you talk about injuries, the starters, we got the most healthiest team. Now, our bench was beat up, but that had nothing to do with Tibbs. That had everything to do with dudes getting hurt in the preseason. Landry Shamet with the shoulder, Precious Achiuwa with the hamstring, Mitchell Robinson, Joel Embiid from last year's playoffs. That had nothing to do with Coach Tibbs burning out nobody. All right. So look, when you look at the games, 65 games, 72 games, 74 games for OG Anunoby. Hold on, 74 games for OG Anunoby. That's tied for a career high. The last time OG Anunoby played 74 games was when he was a rookie. Salute to OG Anunoby playing his career high in games played. We got dudes playing career highs, not just in minutes, but in games played. Mikal Bridges' career high minutes, I think, 37 minutes. I think that is a career high for Mikal. Just want to double check, fact check. Let's see. Yep, it is a career high in minutes for Mikal Bridges, but he played all 82 games, right? Josh Hart, career high in minutes, 77 games. Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, neither one of these guys are career high in minutes. Neither one of these guys are in the top 15, top 17 in minutes. Okay? And the bench definitely doesn't have any wear and tear. So the Knicks have one of the most healthiest teams entering the playoffs. So Towns, no. Towns is not. Only reason why they put him on the injury report is so they could rest him. Let's see what you guys talking about. Crimes Dad, what do you mean drugs are good? Who's on drugs, Crimes Dad? You got to stop. PJ Tucker is suspended. He wasn't going to play anyway. Who's the best player in the series? Who has home court advantage? Facts. There's a reason why the Knicks won 51 games. Facts. And to be honest, if you really want to go there, Von Island, salute to Von Island, man. I got to get you in the Discord server, Von Island. You need to become a member. I got the schedule right here, y'all. You know, I take my notes, man. If Jalen Brunson did not get hurt, an argument could be made. I don't think we lose to San Antonio and Charlotte with Jalen Brunson. That's 2 more wins. I don't think we lose 2 games to the Warriors. I don't think we lose 2 games to the Clippers. That's 4 games. Just those 4 games right there with JB, we win 55 games. We are the superior team to the Pistons. The Pistons dropped the ball. They had the opportunity to try to get the home court, but they lost. The home court. To get the 5th seed, they lost. And if they think a game against Milwaukee is pressure, wait till they come to Madison Square Garden. Way different atmosphere. Way different environment. FS Wisdom, we have lost to Detroit with our full starting 5. That article by Daily Knicks is BS. Salute to you, FS Wisdom. I need you here on the Wednesday night show. I'm going to say this, yo. The Detroit Pistons did to us what we did to them in game 1. Nobody's talking about the game 1. Why y'all not talking about game 1 when we smacked them? We put the smack down on them in game 1. What about that? No one talks about game 1. We literally smacked them. In Detroit. They came to the Garden in game 2 with smacking us, but here's the difference. Knicks went on a run to come back. Towns didn't play. What are we talking about? Mitchell Robinson hasn't played 1 game against Detroit. The last game we played against Detroit, 3 of our key players did not play. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, our most physical guys. Just saying, FS Wisdom. I'm riding with you, SF Wisdom, but we could agree to disagree. Right, Crimes Dad, it definitely was over in the first. I'm riding with you. I have no idea what DJ's talking about while it is closed. Let me keep going. By the way, guys, if you just joined and you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, right? Hit the like button, hit the bell icon after you subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. No, I get no FS Wisdom. It's cool. No, that's good. That's fine. I hear what you're saying because we did lose to them with our starters a day. I'm just saying that the game is going to be different, bro, in the playoffs. I know FS Wisdom is on point. Nah, he's on point. And listen, by the way, it's okay to disagree with me. We don't have to always agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I like it because especially FS Wisdom, a lot of you guys usually on the money. I mean, sometimes I'm like, damn, maybe I'm wrong, you know? So salute. We don't always have to see eye to eye. And he still has the Knicks in 6, and that's a good place. That's honestly a good place to be because if the Knicks win in 6, I am not going to be mad at that. By the way, I just want to show you guys, if you just joined as well, we are watching the game together this Saturday. Okay, game 1. We will be at Q Bar. There is no door admission, none of that. If you're sitting at the table, all we ask is you buy at least one drink. It's going to be lit. We're going to have giveaways. All right? We're going to have a good time. There's pool tables there. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fun. You want to watch the game with me? I will be in Bayside, Queens at Q Bar at 6 p.m. That's the time of game Game 1. All you got to do is just fill out this simple RSVP form just to let me know who's coming, how many people will be there, and put your phone and your email so I can contact you. That's it. All right? It's going down this Saturday. Watch the game with me. Feel free to fill out the form. And let's move on. All right? Q Bar on Saturday. Crimes Dad, you got to stop. The Wednesday show will be Wednesday. No worries. It'll be here soon. Okay, Crimes Dad? You have to relax. Now, I'm going to jump into some of the comment of the week. I think I did a good job with the whole coach tip. Let me see if anything else was there. Yeah, I think I hit that on the nail. I'm going to jump into the comment of the week, y'all. Now, there's 2 comments, right? Salute to Kenny Bowens, right? He's somebody that always comments on everything that I drop. I got 2 comments here. I can't do both of them. Salute to AP. I'm going to rock out with Kenny Bowens, even though I really want to talk about this Leon Rose thing. But Kenny Bowens, he says, and you know what? I keep forgetting I could click the image. Bam. All right, cool. The Knicks are a really good team, and they had a really good idea of a team composition, but it's just flawed when your 2 best players are their worst defenders. The Celtics are just a matchup nightmare. I wouldn't say they couldn't beat the Celtics, which is a fair take. Salute to you on that one. All right. In the series, because health is just as important as team composition. The Knicks can score, and that gives you a chance in any series. So the reason why I picked out this comment is because I did an unfiltered thought. Salute to the channel members. By the way, to all the new channel members, there's a lot that I'm gonna go after I finish this and I get into word on the street. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what you get when you join the channel. But one of the things you're gonna see is I had this series called the Unfiltered Thought, and salute to FS Wisdom. He put some good comments on the last Unfiltered Thought that I dropped. So the Unfiltered Thought I dropped, I kind of was getting at the narrative about Karl-Anthony Towns' defense, and then I pointed out Jokic and say he doesn't do it too. Jokic is the best player on Denver. Doesn't play any defense at all. He's not a rim protector at all. No one says that about Jokic. Yes, I understand he's an MVP. He's this, that, and the third, but he doesn't play no defense, bro. He doesn't play no defense. Luka Doncic. Yes, he can defend at times because he has good size. You could put him on power forwards. He's another guy that doesn't prioritize defense. I don't want to come at LeBron, the great LeBron James, 40 years old. He's trying hard to get another championship, playing very hard. He's known to take some defensive plays off too. There's a whole bunch of examples that we could point out of star players not playing defense. Do I really want to go to Cleveland? I felt like that was the low-hanging fruit. Garland and Mitchell, Some people might say Mobley's the second best player. It is what it is. The most decorated players in Cleveland are their guards. There's a lot of good teams where their best players are not necessarily great defenders. That's why you defend as a unit. Something that Coach Tibbs always talks about. We have to do it together. But also, too, this team has been playing a lot better defense towards the end of the season. They've been in top. If you want to look at the last couple of games, you know what? And just for fun, I'll pull it up. And I definitely got a wrap shortly because I got 3:15. But because you guys are my peoples, I'm gonna make sure I drive home these points, and I'm gonna make sure I hit all the points in this podcast. This is the last episode. But I'm gonna pull up real quickly, right? The Knicks, okay? And let's see if I can get through it from here. No, I can't. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Teams. I swear I hate navigating NBA.com. It's just too many damn options. But I'm here. Doesn't matter. You go to players, and then I'm gonna look at the last. No, not players. You know what? I went to the wrong. Hold on, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go back to teams. I'm going to go to see all stats. And then I'm going to go to advance. All right. So when you go to advance, just bear with me, y'all. I trust me. I know NBA.com is just too much stuff for no reason. It's like it's way a lot. There's just too much going on. I like Basketball Reference way better. Anyway, so just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna segment it. So when you look at defensive rating, right? In the last 15 games, the Knicks have had a top 12 defense in the league in the last 15 games. Their defense has improved. Their defense has gotten better, right? Not saying that it's the greatest, not saying that it's the best, but you have to notice the trend that what's happening here. And I think if I want to go back further, I'm not even going to play with it. But if you go back further, we even higher. So we're amongst the top 12 teams defensively as of recent times, including when Brunson got back. All right? So to get back to the brother's comment, the Knicks have been doing it as a unit. Mitchell Robinson has been spearheading the defensive attack. I thought when Delon, right, was in this lineup, I thought the defense was spectacular at him at the point guard spot. I think Landry Shamet, you got guys like Landry Shamet really stepping up their defense. And as a unit, the Knicks have been better. Are they the greatest team? No. But having a top 12 defense going into the playoffs, your last 15 games, being the 13th ranked defense overall, I think that's a major win going into the postseason. And because basketball, there's a lot of factors that go into a game, into a series. And like this brother said, because of health, they could beat the Celtics. I don't think none of us here would say we would be the favorite against the Celtics. We think we could probably beat them, but I don't think we would say we're the favorites out of just being fair. But I'm going to say this. I just want to say that the two players, your best defenders narrative, I don't think that that's a fair narrative because Jokic is the shining, and Jamal Murray is he's not a defender either. So we're not going to cap like Jamal Murray's this world beater defender. He's not. Only thing he is, he's bigger than Brunson, but he's not a better defend. Like, oh my God, Jamal Murray's defense. No. But yeah, that's the comment of the week, y'all. Let me move forward. Salute to my man, Kenny Bowens. He always comments every day on everything I put up. So I'm happy to get him up here. And I like to ride with the people that rock with me all the time. Sorry, AP. Maybe next time. Let me get to the smoke of the week. So the smoke of the week, dog growls. FS Wisdom, Joe. Salute to FS Wisdom. I like that. I like that emoji, FS Wisdom. Jamal Murray is, yes, buns. I'm just going to say it like that. What is that? Is that a peach? Jamal Murray is a peach. I'm riding with that. So we're going to get into the smoke of the week, man. Smoke of the week, honestly, has to do with the playoffs as well. Our biggest Knick hater, Shaquille O'Neal. He is the biggest Nick hater. He's taking the title. He's bigger than Draymond Green. He's bigger than Bill Simmons. He's bigger than who else? Whoever else you want to name that's a Nick hater. He is the number one Knicks hater. Honestly, I'm going to say this. Salute to Shaq, top 75 all time. Bro, you clearly don't watch basketball. And I know for a fact, and I'm willing to bet whatever money you want to bet, that he did not watch not one Knicks Pistons game. I'm curious to know how many Pistons games was on national TV. Maybe he watched those games. Shaq ain't watching no games. He's a big-time businessman, $100 million man, all these brands. He ain't got time to watch no basketball. He gets on the show, they hand him a script. Shaq, stop deviating. Stop going away from the script. I'm not going to put this on the good people at TNT. Because as much as we talk about this NBA players knowing basketball, you sure hire a lot of non-NBA players to do all your dirty work, whether it's research, whether it's just working behind the scenes, whether it's producing the shows, whether it's coming up with the ideas and the topics. Ernie is the reason why that show is the number one show. Okay? That Inside the NBA. Ernie is the number one reason why that show is as good as it is. As captivating as Charles Barkley's personality is, and he is great for TV, Ernie Johnson makes that show the show. He steers the ship. He gets the guys in line when they're going left. This guy right here, Shaquille O'Neal, he is the number one Knicks hater. Every single year, he picks against the Knicks. Every single year, he picks against the Knicks. No matter who it is. Last year, Orlando Magics. This is what he said. The Orlando Magic will sweep the Knicks in the series. Second seed Knicks. Orlando fighting to get a fifth seed. Then he's literally asking the same breath later, well, not in the same breath, but later on in the show, he's asked, who is the second best team in the Eastern Conference behind the Boston Celtics? You guys want to know what Shaq said? Not the Orlando Magic, the New York Knicks. So how are you the second best team in the conference, but you're going to get swept in the first round? These guys are just talking just to talk, bro. And since we're all talking, I'm going to talk about you talking and acknowledge and point out that you don't watch basketball, bro. You don't. He didn't give a sound. All right. You see how Stan Van Gundy, in that article, he gave a nice little paragraph summary why the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, and da-da-da-da, and this is the challenge, and it's going to be a tough series. Shaq didn't do that. Shaq just said the Pistons going to beat the Knicks. I could say that. Anybody could go on TV and say, yeah, man, in the OKC Thunder, they going to get swept by whoever the hell they see in the first round. Any nut job could say that. And it'll get clicks and views if they're entertaining and captivating and got personality. But no analysis, no beef stew is going to hold Towns and prevent Towns from cooking, and he can guard Towns on the perimeter, and Cade Cunningham has torched the Knicks. He's a triple-double. He's the only Detroit Piston in Detroit Piston history to get a triple-double in Madison Square Garden. He ain't gonna give you no analysis like that. You know why he can't give you no analysis like that? Because he don't watch the goddamn games. This is why we do the live. And by the way, I will be doing a lot more live play-by-plays for the playoffs. I think the first round is going to be on MSG. Got to double check. So anytime there's a game that's not on MSG, and if it's on TNT especially, expect me to do my live play-by-play commentary. I refuse to listen to these guys pontificate and make up crap about the Knicks for clicks and views. If you want to hear his comments, I'm not going to play it now, but you just go, you could go, like if you're on thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, you click on the smoke of the week, this article will pop up. No thought into why he's saying what he's saying. Just New York hate, New York bias. Somebody said he's a big-time fan of Patrick Ewing. That may be true. And maybe because the Knicks traded Patrick Ewing, he hates the Knicks. I don't know. But he clearly is not objective in his takes at all. That's the smoke of the week, y'all. I'm going to jump in the word on the street. And before I jump in the word on the street, let me see what you guys, if you still guys rocking with me. Salute to FS Wisdom. Shaq doesn't watch Knicks games. Fact, Shaq don't even watch, FS Wisdom. Shaq don't even watch the games when they're on his channel, when they're on his network. They back there lollygagging, playing ping pong, sharing jokes about the old days. They ain't watching no basketball. You gotta stop. He think Chauncey is the coach. Okay. Shaq doesn't watch TV. He thinks the only way to see a game is live. Bro, you cannot. Listen, man. I don't even like going to the games. I'm going to keep it real. I don't. I prefer to watch it at home. One, because I'm going to have to watch it twice anyway. But I like the ability to pause a game, go back and watch it play, listen to if Ward Clyde says something that was captivating. Then I could go back during the commercials. I can't do that when I'm at the game. Yes, going to the games are fun. It's lit. But at the games, like I said, you don't get the commentary. You don't get, it's a lot you don't get when you go to the games. Yes, you get the MSG crowd. It's crazy. I've been to many Knicks games. But, and you know what? I'm probably going to go to some games next season. But I'm not the number one game goer. I think that it's better to watch the games on TV. But that's just me. Let me see what you guys talking about. Cat only shoots 2 threes a game. Maybe he's just mixing it up, taking what the Knicks can give him. Let me get into this thing. By the way, do you see the new channel logo, guys? I really love this logo, man. Oh my God, it's just fire. But let me before I get into word on the street, I do want to share to all the new channel members that joined, right? By the way, salute to you. Look out for the post after this live that I'm going to put in the membership section to get you guys started. Now, we got 2 packages. I'm only going to talk to you about the Starter Knicks Fans package because it's a great package, right? No matter which package you sign up for, you're going to get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. In this server, we have a 24/7 Knicks chat, 24/7 NBA chat, 24/7 NFL chat, 24/7 Fight Fans Only chat, 24/7 other sports chat. So we literally talk all sports. It's lit in there. Great conversation. I'm always in there. I'm active in there. I'm not somebody who just got a Discord and you can't talk to them. I am in the Discord server. It's a great way to further extend and connect with me and some of the other great people that you see in the chat. So that's one major reason to get the membership. Okay? Cool. That's not the only thing you get. You also get, of course, the nice colorful badges as you see. It's the FS Wisdom. Knicks will be champs 25, 26. J-Tap when he taps in. Yuri when he taps in. All of the guys that are mods. Crimes Dad. Can't forget the great Crimes Dad. All of these guys are channel members, so you get the nice colorful badge, letting you people know that you're a member. And also, I also get to see your comments, because when I see those badges, that's where I go first. I'm going to keep it real. I got to support my members because they support me. Right now, members, like I say, also get the priority reply to comments in the chats, right? Also on polls and things of that nature. Anytime FS Wisdom drops a comment, I always try to make sure I get back to FS Wisdom because he always drops some really good stuff, right? Also, plenty of members only exclusive content, from the Unfiltered Thoughts, right, to the live shows. Though I haven't been doing the Parlay Sundays. I'm looking to get back into that. I think we could, hold on, what's this Sunday? I don't think I'm doing nothing this Sunday. We might could bring back, wait, hold on. Is this Sunday a holiday? The 18th? Oh no, next Sunday is Easter. So we probably won't do it Easter. But Parlay Sundays will be coming back. I got to figure out when I'm going to do the Knicks and 10 show. That's a whole nother topic. But there's plenty of members only shows that I do. Unfiltered Thought series. You're going to get stuff when you're a member. I make sure I do it all the time. Of course, the members get shouted out. And like I announced earlier, the new merch line will drop tomorrow, guys. It will drop tomorrow. I'm so excited. Salute to my designer. Did a fantastic job. Members get extra discount on merchandise. I will also be releasing t-shirts. It's springtime. Hoodies are cool. By the way, this is one of the hoodies right here. Captain 11 for the captain. But yeah, we're gonna put some t-shirts up there. Expect a completely different merchandise store tomorrow going forward. So that's what you get when you become a member, man. Salute to all the new members. You will be able to take advantage of all of these things that I just shared. All right, let me X that out. Now I'm gonna go to this is Word on the Street, where we just look at some of the polls. Once again, also Q Ball this Saturday. We will be there. Make sure you guys, if you're coming, just fill out the form. All right, so I know who's coming and I could contact you. You could contact me and we'll get it in, okay? Now, let me scroll all the way down. I'm gonna start here. All right. Does last night's loss to the Celtics prove that the Knicks cannot beat the Celtics in the playoffs? 192 votes. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say no. The Knicks could win. So 56% of the votes all voted, of the 193 votes, they all voted that the Knicks could win. So a lot of Knicks fans, even though we lost to the Celtics, are still optimistic that we can beat the Celtics. Now, that game was a really good game and went down to the wire. A lot of things in that game that shows me the Knicks could get it done if they put their minds right to it and execute down the stretch. Like maybe get foul instead of letting the guy shoot the three. Nonetheless, you guys are confident, Knicks fans are confident that we actually could get the job done. All right. So be honest. Now, the anti-Coach Tibbs hive, this is for you. Be honest. Do you want the Knicks to fire Coach Tibbs and hire Mike Malone? Be honest, guys. I'm going to say no. But look at this. Out of the 221 votes, 48% say no. 40% say yes. You guys want to get rid of Coach Tibbs. Man, the anti-Coach Tibbs high is prevalent in this chat and all over. Does the Knicks loss to the Pistons last night suggest they will lose to the Pistons in the playoffs? I'm going to say hell no. 192 votes. 68% said no. 23% said yes. 9% say they don't know. So Knicks fans, overconfident that we could still beat the Pistons even though we got 3-1 in the regular season series. This will be the last poll. How confident are you in the Knicks? How confident are you in the Knicks heading into this playoff series against Detroit? Different question from the last question. How confident are you? I'm going to say I'm very confident. 49% of the 154 votes said that they're confident. 43% said that they are a little concerned. And I think the 43% might be some really good level-headed people. I get your concerns. But Wednesday night, I will make sure to address those concerns. I'm going to give you 10 reasons why the Knicks will wipe the floor with the Pistons. Yes, I'm talking my talk, dog growls. And 8% said, I am not confident and they will lose. So a lot of you guys don't think that the Knicks are just going to lose. And that's all for the Word on the Street. Let me see where I am on the pod. Hold on. Let me see where I'm at. So I did Word on the Street. Last thing I'm going to touch on is the power rankings. All right. So with the power rankings, y'all won't believe this. Now, the date of this power rankings was April 9th. So this was last Wednesday. Some time has elapsed from then and there. Now, we're going to look at what the ESPN ranked the Knicks. OKC number 1. I think everybody agrees with that. Cleveland number 2. Boston number 3. Those are the 3 best teams consistently in basketball. Houston Rockets number 4. New York Knicks number 5. They moved us up all the way. And I think they're probably going to drop us next week. I think they might drop another last power ranking because we did lose to Detroit and we did lose to Cleveland. But they raised us from 11 to 5. Man, salute to the ESPN. I'm riding with it. We the 5th ranked team. And that's just how I see it. I'm not even going to read no more. But listen, guys, I want to thank all you guys for watching the pod with me, man. Salute to everybody that tuned in. This Saturday, we will be at Q Bar, of course. Come watch the game with me. The link is pinned in the description. All you got to do is hit the RSVP link. There is no door entry, right? Only thing you got to do is just buy a drink when you're seated at the table. It's going to be lit. Gonna be some good people in the building. We're gonna have giveaways. That's this Saturday. Of course, Wednesday night, Crimes That I'm not starting the show now. Wednesday night, the after midnight stream. It'll be 10 reasons why we're gonna wipe the floor with the Pistons. Okay, that's this Wednesday into Thursday. Friday night, of course, is the call-up show every Friday, 10:45 p.m. On the 19th, we got the watch party, like I just said. So, man, thank you guys for rocking with me. I want to salute all the channel members and all the new channel members. Just Nick, salute to you. He's somebody that's been in the chat for a minute. I'm glad to see him get a membership. Salute to HRM the Great, Crimes That, of course, channel members. Let me see who else. Knicks will be Chance 2526, man. Salute to you, man. Knicks will be Chance says the fans who would fire Tibbs, and there are fans that want to hire Nurse. Oh my God, please stop. Malone is the same. Crimes That says salute to Crimes That, FS Wisdom. Who else is up in the building? Beeman Boy, salute to you. Salute to Von Allen, man. Von Allen, I wish you could get in the Discord server, man. Join the channel if you can. Salute to Sandman too. Even though he said a lot of crazy stuff, but his name was memorable. I don't know what DJ Dax is. I don't know what he was talking about, but salute to you. JJ4K. The Knicks had 5 hard-fought games. Facts. Let me see who else I want to give a salute to. Coach made an appearance too. I didn't get a chance to salute Coach, man. Knicks Tape Matters Discord server and channel mod. Salute to you, Coach. It'd be cool to see you in the building on Saturday, man. If you can. I know you're busy with your family and doing your thing. Salute to Coach. Who else made an appearance, man? Salute to everybody that popped out. I do appreciate you guys, man. This is This Week Inside the Knicks, the last episode of the regular season. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday, man. And that's all I got for you guys today. So until next time, let's go Knicks.